So we've already seen how fast a decent shooter can get off rounds on target. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds per second. I want to reiterate something. Seconds matter. Holding your breath for 1 minute. That's like in a transition in 1 second. That's pretty decent speed. Hold your breath for 2 minutes. Things are getting dangerous. 3 minutes, really bad. 4 minutes, you're suffering brain damage. So treat every transitionary second as a minute of holding your breath. If you can do it 1 second, you better do it in 1 second, because every second could be another 10, 20, 30, 40 rounds in your direction. Gun battles happen in seconds. Every second counts. They can start and end in a matter of seconds. Keep the seconds on your side, not theirs. Hey world, Will White here, Pike Antler Project, along with David Grastity.
Grastity?
Who the fuck is Grastity? I was thinking the next word, I don't know. Hey world, Will White here with the Pike Antler Project, along with David Grasty, giving you pro tips today on Magpul.
What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make your own Magpuls at home with something you might have on hand, and then Will is going to show you the application.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Okay.
We're going to show you how to make them. A couple pointers that we're going to go over to make it easier. As far as your your 550 cord, right? To get you want roughly 4 to 5 inches, and what that's going to be, if you don't have a ruler on you, half of the inner circumference of a roll of duct tape will give you about the 4 to 5 inches that you need. I don't know if you can capture that. All right. Now, one of the things you want to make sure you do, if you notice the ends of this 550 cord are singed, right? And what that does is when you wrap your duct tape around there, it prevents it from being pulled out. So as you see on this one, all right, we did not singe the edges. See how it wants to pull out. All right. So make sure you singe the edges of your 550 cord. That way it doesn't want to pull out. Okay. It'll cause that 550 cord to bubble up, as it were. And so we showed you how to measure your 550 cord. And you can see we bubbled up the ends of this 550 cord. And we showed you how to measure the 550 cord. As far as the amount of duct tape, what you want to do is just score one end of it and go all the way around. All right. And that'll give you enough duct tape. Get about 1 inch in. Okay. You go all the way around. Secure one end. All right. I got my bubbled up end of my 550 cord. All right. Then I'm going to take the other bubbled end and I'm going to wrap it. Nice little love squeeze. Homemade Magpul. You might want to use a little extra to reduce magazine clatter. These are some old ones I did. So the more duct tape you put around there, you reduce magazine clatter, but at the same time you could also put more pressure on your magazine pouch and it might make it harder. So check it out, test your gear, find out what works better for you. I like 1 wrap. Some people like 2, 3 wraps. But again, I'm just going to re-hit this. Make sure you bubble up the ends of your 550 cord so it doesn't want to come out, as you guys saw it did in the other mag. Hope you guys like that little pro tip, little hack. Again, Will showed you the practicality, the application of having those Magpuls, and we showed you how to make them.
So first, bonus pro tip, we have a 30 round magazine, 30 round capacity, meaning I can put 30 rounds into this mag. So whenever you put your mag in, you want to make sure you give it a good slap. Here's the problem. No matter how hard I hit this, I'm hitting it pretty hard, it may not seat. Why? Too many rounds. It's designed to hold 30, go with 25 to 28 rounds, so you don't have that problem. So if I go with a magazine that has 25 rounds, that's seated. That's what you want. So find out what kind of count you want for your particular gun and magazine. So this magazine, 25 is good. A different like Magpul, 28 may be good. So find out what works for you and your gun and your magazine. That's your first tip. So today's primary point is talking about using a makeshift Magpul. So Magpul came out with a design, I do believe it's called the M001, their very first design, which is what put them on the books, made them famous. So I'm going to show you the downsides of not having a Magpul and then the upsides of having a Magpul. In this application, here's your scenario. It's not overseas, you're not in a unit, this is you on your own property, just kind of fighting solo. So get your magazine in, you want to get yourself another magazine, throw it in your back pocket, maybe throw another one here. Normal thing, you don't have your flak vest, you have no body armor, you're just grabbing something real quick and heading out. So in a perfect world, how the transition for magazines or mag swap, mag change would look. So once you run dry or you're out of ammo, you know, tilt, you look, you see you're out of ammo, and as you're doing your whipping action, you'd be transitioning your hand to the next magazine. So in slow motion, how it would look is, right, my hand's already here, I'm gonna come here, pop my magazine in, and I'm ready to get back on target. That's the perfect world. So if that were to not happen, do the same situation, out of ammo, as I'm transitioning, and I'm already here, now I'm in trouble. So I have options, easy fix, I can still just grab it with my hand, toss this mag, put the other one in, and get back on target, okay? That's an option, nothing wrong with that. But here's where the Magpul definitely assists a little bit. It just gives you a little bit more retention. So as I'm transitioning, I can go ahead, if you can zoom in on this, Dave. So as I'm transitioning, if I'm trained enough, that pinky is naturally just gonna find that Magpul on its own, because I've done it so many times. And what that does is as you're trying to eject your mag, if this is stuck, this just gives you one little extra bit of security, a little better retention. So as I'm troubleshooting, I minimize the risk of dropping both magazines. Stress, chaos, blood on your hands, you never know what's gonna happen. So it just helps me have a little more retention. So if I do screw up and open my hand completely, I still have retention. I can come here and get back on target. It just gives you a little extra retention and a little more speed transitioning in that situation. So let's say once this magazine's empty, as I'm transitioning, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this guy fall out, reach into my pocket for the next mag. It's kind of a pain to get to, so I'm losing time. Okay, finally, here we go. Jeez, come on. Just lost 2 seconds. That's a lot of time. So the upside of having the Magpul in your side pocket, it just gives you something really, really easy to orient. So you can see it actually hanging out right here in these particular pants. So as I'm coming in, I can just scoop here. As I'm pulling, I have a nice strong grip, and I go ahead and lock and load that, okay? So again, instead of having to kind of reach in and get my whole hand on the magazine, I can just find that little loop, bring it up, and we're good to go. Of course, different situations, it's cold, you got gloves on, you can't feel. We're talking in this situation, it's a normal day. I just need to get to my magazine a little quicker and have a little bit more mag retention. So those are a few applications of the Magpul. Hope you learned something. Another thing you need to think about, your magazines need to be oriented for you. I'm a right-hand shooter, left-hand support. So when I transition, I don't do much rotation. I come, my hand stays relatively at the same angle. That works for me. If I'm the type of person that likes to bring it out and turn the mag, this Magpul needs to be on the other side. So you have to play with it, get your mags oriented for you. Left-hand shooter, right-hand shooter, rotate or not. And this is particular to you individually. Stay alive as long as you can. Bye.